I think he should look out. He look out for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
The first of all is there has been negative propaganda put out about me that's not true.
The news of Keffe D's apprehension sent shockwaves through the community, sparking widespread concern. People couldn't help but wonder about the future of people behind Tupac's tragic demise in jail. Would they be able to cope with the challenging prison conditions? Could they navigate the perilous company of some of the facility's most formidable inmates? These nagging uncertainties weighed heavily on the minds of many, even catching his neighbors by surprise.
I didn't know there was an arrest this morning. Like I said, this is a quiet neighborhood. I've been here 20-some years, you know, and never had any problems.
Right now, the main suspect that people seem to be most concerned for is Diddy. For many people, the concern is, how can someone as famous as Diddy survive time behind bars? By now, almost everyone knows about the recent news about Tupac's case. But for those just coming out of the rock they've hidden under for so long, here's some recap. It has been nearly 3 decades since the tragic passing of the renowned rapper Tupac Shakur, a victim of a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. The mystery surrounding this unsolved case has persisted throughout the years. However, a ray of hope emerged on July 17th when Las Vegas law enforcement conducted a search of a nearby residence.
News now, investigators of Valley Homes searched in connection to the Tupac Shakur murder investigation nearly 27 years after his death.
The evidence gathered in this operation is currently under examination by a grand jury in Las Vegas. Yet, according to a credible source within the law enforcement community who was briefed by ABC News on the ongoing investigation, it could take several months before any decisions regarding potential charges are made.
Metro Police confirming they searched a home as part of their ongoing work to solve who killed the rapper and hip-hop icon.
In their pursuit of answers, investigators face a significant challenge, a widespread belief that the person responsible for Tupac's tragic death might have met their own demise in a separate shooting just 2 years after the Las Vegas incident. However, the ongoing investigation at that time held the potential to uncover the identities of those who were with the shooter during the fatal attack. This revelation offered a glimmer of hope for the possibility of prosecuting an accomplice in the case.
It's a murder that shocked the world of music. 25-year-old Tupac Shakur shot 4 times inside this BMW in this intersection near the Las Vegas Strip in September 1996.
In a dark foreshadowing of his tragic demise, Tupac faced a harrowing incident 2 years before his untimely passing, when he was shot 5 times in a robbery at Quad Studios in Times Square. During an interview with Vibe magazine in April 1995, Tupac alluded to the presence of producer Sean Combs and rapper Christopher Wallace, widely recognized as the Notorious B.I.G. in the studio at the time. He suggested that they appeared to be aware of the orchestrated setup. He once said during an interview, quote, everybody wants to use me. Everybody. From this level to the street level. I mean, I'm used on every level. I have no friends. I have no resting place. I never sleep. I can never close my eyes. It's horrible. Can you imagine what it's like for you to be who I am, who I was, and for them to say that I'm a woman? And for the whole world to actually be entertaining the thought that you're a woman? That's hell. In another devastating twist of fate, in September 1996, Tupac found himself in yet another life-threatening situation. This time, it unfolded after he had attended a boxing match at the MGM Grand on the iconic Las Vegas Strip. Riding in a black BMW sedan accompanied by Suge Knight, the head of his record label, Tupac became the unfortunate victim of a drive-by. A white Cadillac pulled up alongside their vehicle and a gunman opened fire, hitting Tupac multiple times in the harrowing incident.
Keffe D and his entourage get into a white Cadillac. Along with Keffe D, the driver is a guy named Terrence Brown. They call him Bubble Up.
On September 13th, 1996, the music world experienced an immeasurable loss as Tupac tragically succumbed to his injuries at the young age of 25. His untimely departure created a deep void in the hearts of his fans and within the music industry, leaving countless individuals to grieve the life of a talented artist extinguished far too prematurely.
Big Dre, Orlando. Who shot Tupac?
To keep it for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
Compounding the frustration surrounding the ongoing investigation, on November 10th, 1996, Yafu Fula, who was also known as Yaki Gaddafi, met a tragic fate. He played a crucial role as a witness to the drive-by incident and was a member of Tupac's entourage, supposedly seated in the car behind the rapper during the shooting. Yaki Gaddafi was tragically killed in an apartment building in New Jersey, further intensifying the sense of loss and the intricacy of the case. Malcolm Greenridge, a rap singer and member of Shakur's former backup quartet who performs under the name Idi Amin, said, quote, "I saw 4 black males in a white Cadillac as it rolled by our car just before Tupac got shot. I couldn't see which of those 4 people pulled the trigger, but I saw the gun come from the back seat out through the driver's front window, and I saw the driver. I did see all 4 faces for a few split seconds before the shooting though, and I told the police that. I can't promise you I could identify them, but nobody has ever even asked me to try." The shroud of mystery surrounding the deaths of 2 iconic artists grew even denser on March 9, 1997, when the notorious B.I.G. was fatally shot in Los Angeles. This tragic incident was widely suspected to be linked to Tupac's case. Nevertheless, despite this apparent connection, the case remains unresolved, further adding to the enigma that surrounds the untimely passings of both these musicians.
The second time in 6 months, a star in the often brutal world of gangster rap has been gunned down.
In a notable turn of events in September 1997, Orlando Anderson, a gang member from Los Angeles, filed a lawsuit against Tupac's estate, seeking damages relating to a confrontation he had with the rapper at the MGM Grand just hours before the fatal drive-by shooting. In response, Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur, initiated a wrongful death lawsuit against Anderson, alleging that he was responsible for her son's tragic shooting. This legal battle introduced a convoluted dimension to the already intricate webs of events surrounding Tupac's untimely passing.
1995 to date, have you ever ridden in a white Cadillac? No. Do you know anyone who owns a white Cadillac? No.
In a twist of fate, on May 29, 1998, Orlando Anderson met a tragic end in a gang-related incident in Los Angeles County. Despite being a suspect in Tupac's M, Anderson was never officially charged and consistently maintained his innocence regarding any involvement in the crime. His own violent demise only added to the unresolved mysteries surrounding Tupac's tragic passing.
It wasn't a skinny arm. It was a bulky, hefty-looking arm.
Well, I was in the passenger seat.
In a notable development, Netflix released Unsolved, the Tupac and Biggie M in February 2018, a limited series that explored the investigations carried out by 2 LAPD detectives into the deaths of the 2 rappers. This series not only provided fresh insights into the cases, but also rekindled public interest in the Tupac case. Consequently, detectives resumed their rigorous efforts to follow leads and gather evidence, injecting new energy into the enduring enigmas surrounding the tragic passings of Tupac and Biggie.
And according to Keefe D, gets a phone call. He's actually with Zip, the intermediary, and they're back in LA, and Zip takes a phone call, and it's Puffy on the other end of the line.
In another noteworthy development, on July 17, 2023, Las Vegas police executed a lawful search of a residence situated in Henderson, Nevada, as part of their continued investigation into Tupac's homicide. In the course of this operation, investigators confiscated various items, such as computers, hard drives, and magazine articles pertaining to Tupac and his tragic demise. As they persistently sought answers and closure in this enduring case, this investigation has encompassed several conspiracy theories, implicating music mogul Diddy, and Tupac himself alluded to their presence during one of the shootings, suggesting Biggie and Diddy's potential involvement.
Las Vegas police confirmed today they executed a search warrant on Monday in connection with the case. Police searched a home in the city of Henderson, that's about 15 miles southeast of the Vegas Strip.
During the search, the police made a significant discovery, a cache of .40 caliber bullets on the property. These bullets are critical pieces of evidence that will undergo thorough forensic analysis to ascertain any potential connection to Tupac Shakur's tragic demise. The decision by law enforcement authorities to conduct a raid at Keefe D's wife's residence underscores their unwavering commitment and determination in their relentless quest for answers in this case.
This is video just into our newsroom of that response last night. Detectives and prosecutors say they determined they had enough information to proceed with a court-authorized search.
This move sends a clear signal that law enforcement is zeroing in on Davis, who had previously asserted that Sean Diddy Combs had severed ties with him many years ago. These unfolding developments suggest that Keefe D's revelations could potentially have far-reaching implications that extend beyond his individual role in the crime.
Do you feel like Puffy owe you? Yeah, he should. I think he should look out. He look out for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Now we arrive at the most crucial point in this gripping narrative, the potential link between Sean Diddy Combs and Tupac Shakur's tragic passing. Diddy, the titan of the music industry, has skillfully maneuvered through the perilous currents of legal scrutiny regarding his alleged involvement in the crime. Nevertheless, recent developments in the evolving story are once more placing him under intense scrutiny. A broad spectrum of individuals, ranging from curious onlookers to A-list celebrities, have woven a complex tapestry that connects Tupac's M to Diddy in diverse and intricate ways.
Everybody already having the in the back of their mind, like, that he had something to do with it, like it basically evident.
The credibility of theories regarding Diddy's possible involvement gains traction when one delves into the enigmatic motives and hidden intentions beneath the surface. Detective Greg Kading, a former member of the Los Angeles Police Department deeply involved in the Tupac Shakur investigation, sheds light on the intricate fabric of Diddy's alleged role. Kading proposes that Diddy's potential motive could have been to protect himself from the retaliation of Suge Knight, who was actively seeking retribution for the 1995 loss of a friend in Atlanta, an incident for which he held Diddy responsible. Greg said, "Perhaps what they were doing was saying, he's already tied the noose, now let's let him hang himself. You didn't just say it twice, you didn't just say it 5 times, and so now you've got this complication of so many confessions. The perception is that it's going to be hard for him at this point to say, hey, I was just kind of boasting, making stuff up." Following Tupac's tragic death, Suge Knight reportedly delved deep into his financial resources, allocating a significant sum of $13,000 to enlist the services of a hitman. This Contract K, known as Wardell Puchifus, was purportedly affiliated with the Bloods and had the mission of eliminating Christopher Wallace, known as Biggie Smalls. It's worth noting that Biggie Smalls was not only a celebrated artist but also a close associate of Diddy.
I want Biggie killed. I want you to go ahead and get a hold of my boy Poochie from the neighborhood. He knows Poochie's a known shooter, and he agrees to pay her $25,000.
The real mystery lies in how Diddy became aware of Suge Knight's retaliatory intentions. It's almost as if he possessed a crystal ball, foreseeing the impending threat. This awareness indeed raises a significant question, hinting that Diddy might have had access to inside information, possibly through someone with connections to Suge Knight's inner circle. In this context, Keefe D, the central figure in the current developments and known for his alleged gang affiliations, could potentially fit that description.
Yeah, I think he should look out, you know what I'm saying? He worth $1 billion. He should come look out. Come build a basketball gym at our Parkers. Do something. You know what I'm saying?
This can also be seen in his relationship with his artists who were working with him under Bad Boy labels. For example, Shine's tenure with Bad Boy Records was one of the most tumultuous ever. Following an incident in New York City in late December 1999, which escalated into a nightclub shooting resulting in severe injuries to 3 individuals, Sean Combs, Jennifer Lopez, and Shine found themselves in a precarious and challenging situation.
The weapon allegedly was found in a car in which Combs, actress-singer Jennifer Lopez, and 2 others were riding.
There are conflicting reports about the sequence of events. The first account suggests that a group of men approached Diddy in the club's VIP section and playfully tossed a bag of money at the Bad Boy CEO. The second version claims that he unintentionally bumped into a club goer who was holding a bottle of champagne, causing it to fall from their hands as they exited the club. The incident quickly garnered widespread media attention overnight.
In New York, witnesses have begun taking the stand in the trial of rap star Sean Puffy Combs.
Regardless of the initial cause, Shine ended up shouldering the blame. He drew a firearm and fired it into the air, leading to the evacuation of the club and, unfortunately, causing injuries to 3 people.
When I hit the kid that tried to shoot me, that's when the security from the club, when he, tried to grab me, and that's when the ratchet went off into the air.
In the end, the attempted charge against Shine was dropped, but he was convicted of assault and firearm possession, resulting in a harsh 10-year prison sentence, which proved to be an incredibly challenging ordeal for Shine.
So for a human being to be animalized for 10 years, there's no quick fix to that.
At this moment, several witnesses asserted that Diddy brandished a firearm, an allegation he has vehemently denied.
I do not own a gun, nor did I possess a gun.
However, some witnesses have put forward the claim that Diddy potentially offered his driver a bribe of $50,000 to assume responsibility for the firearm charges. Shine clarified that he was carrying a gun at the time of the incident because he had been shot a month earlier, as he detailed in a radio interview. The rapper expressed that having a firearm on him in the club prevented a potentially tragic outcome for the night. Nevertheless, Shine's relationship with Diddy was irreparably damaged.
There's no relationship there to have a beef, right?
Exactly, he doesn't exist to me, and nothing that the man meant to do. He was acting in self-defense. He didn't deserve 10 years.
Ultimately, it was Shine who served nearly 9 years for assault, weapon possession, and reckless endangerment. He maintained that he took the fall to protect Diddy. However, a few days later, his bodyguard Gene Deal revealed some significant information.
Those people were testifying. They were brought to Puff first, saying that what they saw against Shine, what they saw Shine do.
Diddy's alleged suspicious actions were also highlighted by Mace. Things never seemed to settle down between them as again, Mace started criticizing Diddy, even though he gave a heartwarming speech at Grammys. Diddy said, truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point that it should be. Many musicians related to what Diddy said, but Mace was not one of them. The rapper complained about the unjust treatment he experienced from Bad Boy's label head in an Instagram post that has since been deleted. Quote, your past business practices knowingly has continued purposely starved your artist and been extremely unfair to the very same artist that helped you obtain that icon award on the iconic Bad Boy label. Not only this, he even disclosed during an interview that he never got paid even if he was the only one behind all the Bad Boy hit songs.
The records, the beats, you ain't getting the money, you ain't getting the publishing, you ain't getting the respect. And I don't think you're like that. No.
In another shocking revelation, he reportedly exposed that Diddy was behind Kim Porter's and Tupac's M also. Mace released a new song titled Oracle 2, Standing on Bodies, and it includes blatant shots aimed at his former CEO and collaborator Sean Diddy Combs. Rapping atop a mid-tempo track powered by horns and 808s, Mace proceeds to disparage Diddy's character, pointing to his alleged misdealings as a businessman and his perceived lack of support for artists formerly under the Bad Boy umbrella. Quote, I'm the ghost of Shine. I speak for every artist who never spoke their mind, representing every artist that was left behind, from Craig Mack to G Depp. I still remember them kids trampling. For every producer you ever stole their sample, he rapped. Furthermore, in a stunning revelation featured in the documentary Who K'd Tupac, Keefe D made a shocking claim that sent shockwaves through the airwaves. He asserted that the actual M weapon had inexplicably disappeared on the very night of the M itself. Detective Kading himself emphasized that without the M weapon, any links established between the recovered bullets and the homicide could only be viewed as circumstantial at best. This missing piece of evidence introduced yet another layer of intricacy to the investigation.
He starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you.
Tupac's fame was truly transcendent, reaching not only national but also international audiences. His music had a global impact, even finding its way into the confines of prisons where his songs resonated through the airwaves. Yes, you heard that right. Given the extensive knowledge about Tupac's life and death, it's possible that inmates were well informed about the circumstances surrounding his M. Some of them might have considered themselves devoted fans of the legendary rapper.
How much protection can you get in prison? I'm told that, he was already concerned for his safety.
Given the passionate quest for Tupac's M by the public, there is indeed a valid concern about Keefe's safety while behind bars. Prison settings can be unpredictable, and if fellow inmates who are also Tupac enthusiasts or have strong feelings about the case become aware of Keefe's involvement, it could pose a potential risk to his well-being. It's a valid concern, and correctional authorities will need to take cautious steps to ensure his safety during his time in incarceration. However, the situation could become even more complicated if some prison staff members are also fans of Tupac.
A lot of people love Tupac, and somebody's going to look at him who likes Tupac, and I think he's in a bad place.
Regarding the ongoing dilemma, fans also shared views. One of them wrote, I kinda disagree, this was 27 years ago. Maybe people locked up from the 90s that are doing life, but because the story has been dissected, most people, especially gangsters, don't like that it happened but understand why. And a lot of them guys in prison respect it as part of their street code. I think the odds aren't that high he'll be in major danger, but who knows. Another one added, there's no such, especially in prison gangsters or street dudes don't look at rappers like that. I'm Biggie Tupac fan, and I hate to say this, but he brought that to himself, so the streets know this. Keefe D is not just any regular man. He had a reputation in the streets. Many people who are in the prison are in the streets. One more fan expressed his sentiments, saying, Keefe D's life, in my opinion, will be in no way jeopardized if convicted. He has been rumored involved for 27 years and been safe in the streets. Typically, that transcends to prison, and he'll definitely be the head of his car once he hits the line. It's an unfortunate reality that deaths occurring in correctional facilities, whether they are county jails or state prisons, prisons often draw considerable media attention. This attention is a result of the challenging conditions that can contribute to tragic incidents, especially among individuals who have not been convicted and are awaiting their legal proceedings.
Some of you may remember 7 inmates died in a riot inside Lee Correctional Facility back in April of 2018.
State prisons are often seen as relatively more stable environments where life is somewhat more predictable for those who are already serving their sentences. However, there is a growing concern about the alarming increase in certain types of deaths within these facilities. For instance, suicides have risen by 22% compared to the previous mortality report from just 2 years earlier. Additionally, deaths contributed to DNA intoxication have seen a troubling spike of 139% from the previous report, also occurring within a span of just 2 years.
They say that Kadai Bond was detoxing from heroin use when she died. And this is just the latest in a string of heroin-related deaths behind bars.
These statistics indeed give rise to significant questions about the conditions within these correctional facilities and the factors contributing to these alarming trends. They call for a thorough assessment of the prison system and the overall well-being of those who are incarcerated. It's worth noting that there are currently 2.2 million people confined in America's prisons and jails, and among them are individuals with a history of serial Ks. Some of the most infamous serial killers are still alive, serving live sentences for their heinous crimes.
I wasn't shocked because I thought that Jeffrey Dahmer would end up this way.
If it were to be proven that Diddy had any involvement in Tupac's death, the consequences for him could be significant. Adding to the speculation surrounding his potential involvement, there are reports that Suge Knight, the only remaining witness to the scene, is unwilling to testify. This situation raises suspicions about Diddy, which could lead to legal trouble for him.